Welcome everyone to the backpacking 9-hole cup expert division, hole number 1. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everybody that if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. You can ring the little bell, you'll get notified every time I go live or post new content. Help me grow the channel and help more people, so I would appreciate that. So let's get into it. Hole number 1, this is going to be the send it shot for hole number 1. I'm going to use a Zerk. Going to play a full topspin, 2 left spin shot. If you're using a APOC 5, then you can use a Bryson ball and 1 boost. You may need a little bit more curl because you won't have the full side spin on the drive. So, but let's get going. It's P5 plus 10% max. You'll push back to max, and there's a little note for the push back to max. It's going to be max top spin, so basically 7 to 8 top spin and 2 left spin. We're going to set up at P5 max extension. We're going to have the red ring touching the bunker at P5 max extension with the APOC 7. So APOC 5 and 6, you'll have 1/3 of the red ring into the bunker at P5 max extension. APOC 7 is touching the bunker at P5 max extension, and APOC 8, your red ring will be just off of the bunker at P5 max extension, like you see here. That's what I'm talking about. That's the bunker I'm talking about. It's going to be a full top spin, 2 left spin, P5 plus 10, push back to max. Now, here's the thing about the push back to max. So, our push back to max is based off of a plus 10 uh, base. So, if you pull anything plus 10 or above, you'll always push back to max. Anything below plus 10, when you make your adjustment, you'll take off of the push back to max. So, say you pull down to the plus 8, you'll take 2+ yards of your push back to max, and you'll push back to the top of the 29, because max is 31. If you take 2 off of that, you'll get 29, so you'll push back to the top of the 29. If you pull down to the plus 7, you'll push back up to the top of the plus 28. It's always full overpower, always 2 left spin, and the curl, I'll show you the curl here in a second. So for APOC 5, you can, without boost, you can probably still get close. You just may end up with close to a max range Endbringer, which is up the hill, or maybe even a min thorn shot from over there on the left. And those shots can be a little bit difficult to adjust due to the elevation of the hill. So I would definitely recommend using a little bit of boost if you have it and you're playing APOC 5. So the left curl is as such, and what we're looking for on our left curl is basically this here, that line, that spongy line that goes between the two balls. We want it to touch the outside of the triangle left curl there. So that this is what we're looking at, this spot right here. That's our curl reference. So always the same amount of curl, unless you're using APOC 5 and boost and you don't have 2 left spin, then you may want to add a little bit of curl. I would definitely recommend practicing this if you have APOC 5, just to see how it plays out and to see what kind of drive you get and what kind of curl you need. Really good chance at an easy eagle here with this send it shot. So be sure to practice it at least once or twice so you can get comfortable with it. We're going to usually end up in Endbringer range here every time. It's been great safe, single great safe, both sides, left and right, with no issues. Now, as far as the Endbringer goes, you need to pay attention to the amount you are in your slider. So if you are between 0 and 30% slider in your Endbringer, then it plays 0 elevation. If you are between 31 and 50% slider in your Endbringer, it plays minus 5% elevation. And if you are above 50% slider, then it plays minus 10% elevation. So this right here, I did not do the Endbringer rule on this shot, but I did test it, and that rule holds true no matter where you're at. So even if you're up there kind of close to where I was on the left-hand side, kind of far into the green, it still plays the minus 10 if you're above 50% slider. So 0 to 30 slider, 0 elevation, 31 to 50 slider, minus 5 elevation. Anything above 50% slider plays minus 10% elevation. That's using the Endbringer rule with no spin and having the tip of the ball guide slightly through the cup. As always, make sure you wiggle around your landing position to make sure you're not catching a glitch. And if you are, and I didn't see any glitches, I was in several different places, no glitches. But if you do happen to see one, add side spin as needed to get out the glitch. Very good chance at an eagle. Best of luck. Hope you get the drop. And I will send a layup shot in a little while for this hole.